to Guysuco Round Up. I'm Angela Abraham Parks. In our final program for the month of October, we assess efforts made at poverty reduction and sustainable development, the theme for Agriculture Month. The attention is on Iflot Estate, where workers' display of resilience and focus amidst the challenge is noteworthy. Albion Estate is used to reflect the care and attention needed to improve workers' health and safety. Do stay tuned for more on this week's program of Guysuco Round Up.
From the very land that gave sugar around the world the name Demerara comes the finest quality of cane sugar, Demerara Gold. Enjoy the real thing from the original source, the rich, fertile Demerara coastline where sugarcane has been harvested since the mid-17th century. The result is here for you to enjoy. Wherever this unique sugar flavor is needed, Demerara Gold is the ingredient that will always create a stir.
Welcome back. Guysuco, as part of the agriculture sector, faces new challenges in this new phase of the corporation's life. The pace is quickened, but there is interdependence, both internally and externally, as we come together and gain strength from past experiences. Let's begin at the Iflot location, which is facing its fair share of challenges, but showing resolve to fight.
He was working at the workshop, field workshop, in all my time, in 2019. And last year, July, where I enjoy work, get management, more than the field workshop, and I enjoy the work. Since I come, they give me a work to do, I go around, they see me output, this work and finish the work quickly. And very work on fast. And when I get a work to strip, the only problem is getting the workshop. The bearings doesn't come in time, you just got to wait till it comes. But I got to buy or check this tool. I have to tell my fellow workers, try work hard, like me. And don't, when I get harder, some of them just round, keep out them nonsense that. Work safely and good. And work. Some of them when they get to work, they don't want to work. They need to pull themselves up.
Why them you want to work?
Well, some of them like they got problem when I'm coming in. When they get harder, them get more vexed than the woman.
So how is it feeling right now at Iflot Estate? What is it feeling like?
Well, we have to feel it because we produce no data yet, and we need to produce better now because for this 2 weeks now the factory program a little better now. But when we start, because we probably get down time when we start. Lockdown time. For this 2 weeks now we grind little smooth.
So you're looking forward for some?
And we achieve little more sugar now because for last week we achieved 9 something, then we just achieved 5 something the couple of months. So at least we improve a little better.
plan for this second crop and for our spring crop cane is working well, for we have received much of our materials which required to achieve our program. So we will see a bounce back in our TCH. We have planned to do ratoon development in the second half by rehabbing 111.5 hectares of cane land, which we brought into plant cane, so it is being harvested in the second half of 2021. We haven't done any planting and rehabilitation program in the spring crop because of our TCH levels and our stool population. So currently we have completed 50.6 hectares of land, and we have another 19 hectares of land in progress, for which we plan on starting planting during weekend in 24. This will give us a boost in our cane production for the second half of the coming year. Harvest turnout at present ranges from 72 to 75%, which is good, up from 58.9 of last crop. We have seen a great turnout in our crop husbandry workers, and we see a lot of dedication towards the work. There have also been an improvement in work standard and also the timely operation of the crop husbandry work. We see as our cane production will be out. Other challenges that we are faced is the COVID-19, which have created widespread fear among workers, and challenges, because with that in place we have to put a lot of systems that would encourage and allow workers to work on the field. We have set up a lot of sanitization stations, issuing of face masks, and reduce and downsize in the amount of person traveling in our legal area, so that we may be able to practice our social distances. Signboards erected at their various strategic points, and on a daily basis we keep counseling workers on the use of face masks. And also basic hygiene, washing hands with soap and water for more than 20 seconds, and also as frequent as possible, because field workers tend to be more exposed to different elements of the dust and dirt. While we are in control of the field workshop workers, a more strategic and rigid system have been put in place so that they may follow the strict guidelines, because they have worked in more close contact with each other. So at this time, I'm encouraging each and every worker, each and every staff, to pay keen attention to the COVID guideline, so that we could live and be COVID free. Because I've always said, a happy workforce is a healthy workforce. So I implore you to stay safe and stay healthy, so that you could be happy. Thank you.
What has your transition been like, coming from the mud to flood?
Well, Raymond, I could say, is a sound factory. The factory is capable of running long hours, 40 hours or more for the week. And when I came here, I thought that we would have been able to do the same. But as you go around and you look at the equipment and you look at the people and you know the interests or the commitments, they're not committed as the blame on people. And as I mentioned earlier, they are very, or equipment that has been neglected for some time. The defects are now showing up to prevent the factory from project collapse. There's a lot of work here to be done. I'm prepared to us to work with the people and so that we could improve the coming forward. Second crop 2020, the comments on the 12th of August. We had a bad start in terms of factory performance. We went into the crop with some unfinished work. It all came about because the workers were not willing to work a double shift because of the COVID-19 pandemic. The only way we could have completed the maintenance to make the plant mechanically sound was to work the double shifts in the machine shop so that all the spares could have been machined and fitted onto the equipment. However, that wasn't the case. We went into the crop and we experienced a lot of equipment downtime. Now, when the crop commenced also, we were asked to produce the molasses of 1,365 tons of the molasses, which would have been shipped to DDL for a pilot project.
It is a privilege once again to be able to share on this forum. Firstly, I would like to say that we are indeed privileged to know, as you might have been seeing in the papers and so on, that funds have been released, and so for those who have doubts in their minds as to whether iFlood Estate was going on, then that should clear up these doubts that iFlood Estate is here to stay. And so we are continuing to be vigilant concerning the COVID-19 pandemic that we are faced with. We have done lots of things, that is put in lots of safeguards, so to speak, using of the ethanol and sanitizing, wearing of face masks, and keeping the social distancing. This is top priority for us because we must keep our workforce safe so that when we come to work, we can get back to our family safe and sound. Concerning the finance department, we are continuing to serve the other departments, and we want to make sure that we provide necessary information via the management accounts, and we are doing our weekly cost reviews, so everyone has an eye on cost, and so that we can meet to that place when the production is at such and the cost is reduced that we can be able to break even and to go into profit mode. I must say thank you to the entire workforce, to all those who have been turning up and showing up to work, who have been putting their best foot forward. I want to say thank you for your support, for your cooperation. I would like also to say a big thank you to the staff of the finance department for their hard work and for turning up to work every day that is available. So as we do this together, we remember that as iFlood, we are Team iFlood, and we need each other. So thank you for your efforts. God bless you.
With regards to COVID-19, we continue to have the preventative measures in place. We still keep ensuring that all our sinks are operable, sanitizers are at the whereby we set up a COVID-19 committee meeting. We have members of 40 now, where we include the members of the gang, the members of the union. We have 2 representatives, one from the agriculture department, one from the factory, and also we have one from administration, and 3 workers also. So this is part of the COVID-19. So this has been done because we like everybody to be involved and be aware of the COVID-19 guidelines and how we've been able to work to ensure that there's no positive case at IPLUS. So I just like to appeal to every employee at IPLUS, even the customers and visitors come to this estate, to remember to work safely, remember the COVID guidelines to follow, and ensure that we work in a manner that we could reduce accidents and prevent ourselves from getting this virus. So wish everyone well and ensure that we don't forget the 3 W's. Wear your mask, watch your distance, and also don't forget that we also need the persons to have their hands washed. Most people still think about sanitize, but washing hands is the most important thing. So wash your hands, watch your distance, and wear your mask.
The Albion Community Center, which we know as the hub for preparing youths for mastery in home management, sports, and community development skills, was given a boost recently when 6 new sewing machines were presented to the home management section of the center.
Our intention with COVID here now, we have to do things differently. And with COVID with us, which is a pandemic that we need to take very cautiously and be very careful. We will also use this opportunity with the sewing machine to try to help people who may not be in a position to always acquire or buy a few face masks. Face masks is very important to begin with, but we are also looking forward to do other things in sewing, which is becoming a very, very big industry. Profitable is not ordinary sewing any longer. You know, a lot of people are out there know it is very expensive now when you go out there to sew clothes and other garments. So let me take this opportunity to also to thank the Honorable Minister and the Government of Guyana, the CEO and other members of seeing the need for us to continue to impart skill development and develop capacity, human capacity capabilities. So thanks very much. It is a privilege for us to have that.
Thank you, gentlemen. Let me say I'm very happy to be here this afternoon. I'm happy that we are donating these machines to the class. I hope that we all will make good use of these machines. As a matter of fact, you all know that we are faced with a pandemic now, and we are looking at ways how we can involve our population. Because of the pandemic, we have to find innovative ways of, or new ways of ensuring that we involve in various activities. And as a government, we have been putting a lot of effort to ensure that our people are protected. We have spent a lot of money to ensure that we put systems in place so that we can test as much people as possible. We can have them to take the necessary precaution, and at the same time, we can have them safe and healthy. As the person who spoke just before me said that at Guysuco level, Guysuco should be looked at beyond sugar. Guysuco should be looked at as a cooperation not only in producing sugar, but look at the cooperation that ensure that they are involved in the all-round development of the citizens of our country. And as Minister of Agriculture, I would like Guysuco to be in that field so that we can help also the community rather than only involved in the production of sugar. That is why, as a government, we are putting so much effort and energy to revitalize and recapitalize and resuscitate Guysuco. This sewing machine will be producing, as a human resource manager just told you, that we will be encouraged to produce these face masks so that we can distribute it and protect our people. At the same time, we will be having a they will be extended to you a little stipend so that you can compensate you also for your time that you will spend here to do it. You will improve your skills, and at the same time you have some financial benefit too. So I want to congratulate you here this afternoon. I hope that this will continue not only so in classes, but other classes so that you can play that big all-round developmental role for people in the country, in the community, and in the region. So let me thank you very much this afternoon, and I hope that this will be a continued gesture from us from the corporation so that we can extend not only to the Albion Sports Complex or the Albion Community Center, but across the country and across the various communities in the country.
The recent visit to Albion Estate by India's High Commissioner Dr. Srinivasa boosts workers' morale and sharpens their focus on the successful completion of what is required for the second crop. On another occasion, after the exchange of information on the vision of the corporation, managers usually take time to advise employees and residents before leaving the East Berbice location. We hear of the estate's potential and the power of employees to share understanding and restore believability.
I know quite a lot was discussed, and I'm very confident that we all are very much rejuvenated in ensuring Albion Portfront Estate be a success story. The employees, the communities, all have a very important role to play.
Encourage, if you work 3-man 1, encourage one other person to come out to work and let that trend start. If that trend, we have to start somewhere, right? I mean, from our side, we recognize that we have to come on the ground and share the information, because so much information is out there, people are getting confused. So we are starting from somewhere. Similarly, I would encourage you to start with the same message or the same speech you give us here, give those same guys, right? And from that, we'll see a difference. We got to encourage each other. If we don't encourage each other, we will not move forward. And again, I want to thank everybody for coming out this afternoon and to pass on the message, right, from both sides, what you would have heard from us and what you would have heard from your colleagues and their contribution.
Let me also join in Tulsi and the team, and thank you for coming. I recognize when the Major spoke just now, he spoke about the good things that happened in the 90s. Just to put it into perspective, forgive me for saying this, but most of the things that happened then, we would have done it. What would have been there were the novelty of ideas that came from whoever was leading the charges. But the resources and the output came from us in this godly state. So there is nothing that is short in this industry that we can't find within ourselves to put this industry back. Albion Estate is an estate that have a lot of glories to come in a few years, because we have a plan for the next 3 years to bring this estate to a self-sufficient estate where you're going to manage your resources yourself. We have trust and belief in the estate manager that will lead a good team and have a good management structure that will manage the 3,000 persons that we have at this estate to give the success to reach at least 70,000 tons. Sure.
I just want to say that we need to see ourselves as together as a team and not to work with any blame game. Both management and worker need to put their shoulder to the wheel. If we can't work together, well then things would not be good. We need to keep improving. We need to listen to one another. We need to listen to advice, no matter if you are managers, we are staff, or we are rank and file workers. Legally also, each and every person has their responsibility, and they need to recognize their role and responsibility. Respect is not a one-way road. Respect is a two-way road, right? We are being faced with a lot of challenges. In the midst of those challenges, we'll have to work our way out. We see a different pattern in global warming and weather patterns and what's not. Those are given. So we'll have to get ourselves better culture, and as Meiji rightly said, we need to look at the turnout. There's no question about it. When you're having heavy rainfall in the wee hours or the morning hours, you're having a dip in turnout. But also when you're having these social events, we can't put it in one perspective. You're having wedding house or 2 wedding houses, you'll surprised to see the amount of dip that we have in turnout. People having their social activity. Are they really placing the priority in the right place at times? So it's a holistic kind of thing you have to look at. It is more than what we're looking on the surface. People way of life, people are satisfied earning 4 days, 5 days. People are not any longer in the olden days. I come from work home, I can tell you, when people go to bed very early and they cook and they work with enough food, you might be amazed to know the cultural shift and the way that people are carrying themselves, both staff, worker, managers, differently. The discipline need to come back. The discipline need to come back. We need to get ourselves well organized, well prepared to the task at hand. We need to get ourselves in order. Each and every one of us need to do some self-examination. And we need to take these advice and keep improving and develop.
And with that, we've come to the end of this week's program of Guysuco Round Up. Thank you for staying tuned. Do stay safe until next time. I'm Angela Abraham Parks, and I believe in Guysuco. Goodbye.